Now, an aircraft travels at a speed of 400 kilometers per hour in still air. The aircraft sets out to fly from P to Q, where Q is north of P. Okay? Now, just remember a really basic example. This is your aeroplane, a really badly drawn aeroplane, right? Imagine the airplane can go 400 kilometers an hour in still air, right? And the velocity of the air itself is, let's say for argument's sake, there's a 30 kilometer an hour wind. Okay? So what you're doing is the actual velocity of the plane to somebody who's stationary on the ground and is again unaffected by the wind because they're on ground. Alright, they're not moving. What they'll see is the actual velocity of the plane is the velocity of the plane in still air plus the velocity of the air, which will give you 430. So does everybody know that's the formula we're using? VPA. Alright? So that's the formula we're going to use. So that's your really basic example of understanding how to do this question. Okay? Next thing. We're going this direction here. P to Q, where Q is north of P. Your Q, your P. Alright. Blowing from the northeast, from being the key word, means it's actually going southwest. So the wind is going, the air is going southwest, okay? So I'll just do a little diagram for the air here. So what is the air? 60 kilometers an hour? So 60 cos 45 and 60 sin 45, please, in third form. So 60 cos 45 and, what is it? 30 root 2. So 30 root 2 to the left and 30 root 2 downwards. Okay? Just in case I happen to need it. Now, okay. Well, this actually comes in quite easy now, doesn't it? What way is the you're the plane? This blue dot. If you aim straight up, what happens? Get blown 30 root 2 to the left. So if you aim 30 root 2 to the right, what should happen? If you aim 30 root 2 to the right, you should cancel that out, shouldn't you? So you're going to aim 30 root 2 to the right. You have 400 as your hypotenuse, don't you? So what you're going to do next is you're going to, just give me this for a second. I always do large triangles to make things easier, alright? So we're going to do Pythagoras' theorem to find out what the other side is. So 400 squared minus 30 root 2 squared. This root answer. Alright, it doesn't give me in square root form, but I'll just put it to 4 decimal places. 3974636. You alright with that? Now that's how fast we're going upwards. But what else do I have to take into consideration? Does the wind going up and down, does the wind work against you or work with you? The wind. The wind works against that, doesn't it? So it's actually going to be, your actual velocity of your plane is going to be 397.4636 take away 30 root 2 J, isn't it? And then the time taken is, how far south were we again? It doesn't say, does it? Oh, it just wants me to. It just wants me to get the direction, doesn't it? So We'll need that number in a second anyway. So what's the direction? Tan P equals what? 397.4636 divided by 30 over root 2, and shift tan inverse that. Okay. 83.9 degrees or 83.91. So would everybody agree that that's east? 83.91 degrees north. We all okay with that? Now, remember we discussed this velocity earlier. That's how far upwards you're going each hour, is it? Is it kilometers per hour or meters per second? Kilometers per hour. That's how fast you're going upwards each hour. So, what fraction of an hour is 20 minutes? 20 minutes is 1/3 of an hour. So I'm going to multiply 1/3 by what's in that box. So it's going to be what's in this box multiplied by 1/3. So this is going to get multiplied by 1/3, and it will give us the amount of distance we're away in kilometers. Okay? Did many of us get this question out the other evening? That's not too many. But well done.
Marcus team did it differently, I'm pretty sure.
Did it? Easier or harder?
I think they probably get an answer.
Alright, I'll have a look now. I'm about to get 118.3475.
Yeah, I got that. No, for the direction, the Marcus team just did east instead of east and north, so
Yeah.
it was fine.
I wonder if I could do it using trig.
They did like the vector thing and have triangle.
Yeah, it was easy enough because all I knew is you had to fight the wind. So I found it's a very direct route, isn't it? There's not much workings to show really, is there? Now, if it was to go back and think of it from a trigonometry point of view, okay? So lads, if I was to go back and try and think of this from a trigonometry point of view, instead of a vector point of view, sometimes you might change between both methods. Just sometimes the vectors work much better. In this case, the vectors worked a lot faster. But if you were to go back and try some trig on this instead, what I would say is the following. You would, I'll just get rid of this. Come on, delete. Alright. You want to go directly north, don't you? That's phi p. Right? Phi a is what? What direction is phi a going in? South. Southeast, right? So that's phi a. Everybody cool with that being phi a? Right? That's phi a. That's phi p. And because the wind is blowing you southwest, you're going to have to aim sort of a northeast, aren't you, to battle that. And that's where your phi pa comes in. And that's your phi pa right there, because you're aiming northeast with the phi pa. Okay? So is everybody familiar with the vector law? You choose one vector on the right, one vector on the left, and that's where you get your common starting point. Is that okay? And then the two of these have to join side on. So if I just get rid of this here, the phi p part. So basically, this is phi a, and this is phi pa. If you take the yellow route followed by the blue route, you essentially just take the green route going straight up. That's basically what I'm getting at there. Right, the addition of vectors, okay? Now that you've taken that into consideration, it's time for you to put in a few angles, okay? Now what angles can you put in to this diagram here? What's phi pa? Speed-wise even. Phi pa? 60. Phi pa, the velocity of the plane in still air.
Oh, sorry, 400.
400. DA.
60.
Okay. Any angles? What's
135.
I'd say that's 135 because it's 45 degrees for the wind plus your 90, and that gets you 135. Is that alright? Now the trigonometry method, it's easier to show the workings on. And what am I after? I'm after the direction, haven't I? I'm after the direction D. I'm after the direction the plane actually aims in. So, do you know what I'm actually after? I'm actually after this angle here. That's like, I'm actually after this big angle here. I'm after the two angles added together because I need to find out. Yes, Jack.
How did you get 135?
So Jack, the wind is going down at 60, and it said it's going southwest or from the northeast. That means it's 45. I know the plane has to go directly north, so that adds on an extra 90 to make it 135. Good question though. Alright. So here's what I'm thinking of. With my triangle, I can find out angle X pretty quickly, can't I? So what's the X looking at lengthwise? 60 over sine X equals what? 400 over. Right, really quickly. Will you do sine inverse 60 sine 135 over 400? And what you get when you sine inverse that? 6.0. 6.09, thank you. And if that's 6.09, what do you think the other one's going to be? So if that's 6.09, as you said, what's this blue angle in here going to be? Take add it to 135 and take it away from 180.
38.91.
38.91. Okay, get that 38.91, and what can I guarantee about this angle here? It has something to do with the wind, because the wind is the line that makes it. So what do you think the other angle down here is?
45.
And what's 45 plus 38.91? What is it? East 83.91 degrees. North. It's the answer we got earlier, wasn't it? Alright.
6.09 is the other answer.
What?
You could have just gotten X and the 6.09 is the other answer.
Oh yeah, fair enough, yeah. Good man, Mick. Alright. So we know that's the angle that tilts upwards and aims, alright? Now this time it'll actually give me the velocity of the plane. So if I do one more sine rule, and I still use 400 over sine 135, but this time I use phi p over, what am I going to use phi p over sine 38.91. Will somebody calculate me phi p really quickly? 400 sine 38.91 divided by sine 135. What you get?
55.306.
What is it?
355.306.
Yeah, and that was the answer we had last time as well, except we had it in third form. 355 points.
306.
Yeah, and if you do what?
A third.
Multiply by a third, and you get the same answer, do you?
Yeah.
What was the answer again?
118.435.
Quick foe here. How many people prefer